on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and for this one I wanted to share my thoughts and my excitement with you guys in regards to update 4.1 sneak peek number 3, guys, which gave us confirmation that we're getting two new tier 3 characters in Spider-Man and Iron Man. And this is actually really amazing for me because the center focus is now going to be all about the Avengers, and the Avengers have never really had their moment in Marvel Future Fight in the history of this game being a thing. So I'm really loving that for the next few months we're going to slowly see level 70 and tier 3 for these characters, and that way they'll get to carry the game as the face, not only in popularity but also in power for the next few months. And then after that, the Black Order is probably going to get their tier 3, and then the remaining roster will slowly follow. So I'm really happy about that, and I'm also very interested in seeing what new abilities these characters are going to get, especially someone like Spider-Man, who's very well rounded already. Iron Man, I definitely see needs work. Okay, Iron Man has amazing DPS, and in this uniform he's a top tier character right now. He can out DPS the likes of Doctor Strange and even Cable, who is a monster in terms of DPS, and freaking Iron Man in this uniform can out DPS him. However, Iron Man is lacking in the survivability department, especially when you put him up against people who can penetrate his uniform bonus, which gives him that HP shield, as you can see right here, which regenerates because of the fact that he only has a really short damage block that he can rely on and only one real iframe. So I really see Iron Man needing more survivability versus Cap, who actually got an amazing freaking tier 3 skill that gave him insane amount of damage. It also gives him survivability, but more than anything else, it actually bumps up his DPS, which is exactly what he needed. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how they handle someone like Iron Man, because that will tell me a whole lot about what Netmarble's plans are for tier 3 for a lot of the characters that remain in this game, because some of them, even at tier 2, they're absolutely awful. So if tier 3 is what they're gonna use to rebalance a lot of characters, people like Iron Man, who honestly all he needs is just survivability and he will be exemplary, honestly. But obviously once he gets that tier 3 skill and the tier 3 status, that's gonna scale up his DPS even more, and he's probably gonna dethrone people like Ant-Man, who is insane when it comes to DPS, and the same will go for people like Winter Soldier. Iron Man is probably going to be the strongest character in the game once he gets his tier 3 skill, because at tier 2 he's insane with this freaking uniform. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how Iron Man gets handled, honestly, because I personally feel like this uniform needed a couple more iframes, because in this uniform he's not only losing a guard skill, he's also losing 2 iframes, but he's getting insane amount of DPS. So obviously it's still a massive upgrade when you compare it to any of his previous uniforms. Now when it comes to someone like Spider-Man, this is where Netmarble's gonna have a real challenge on their hands, and this is gonna tell me a whole lot about the people behind this game, honestly, guys, because Spider-Man has one of the best kits in this freaking game when it comes to survivability, damage, and iframes. In this uniform he is amazing, and exactly how he should be. Like, amazing crowd control, amazing survivability, and his damage is actually really good in this game. Like, if they never touch Spider-Man again, I would be really happy. So the fact he's getting his tier 3 this soon, I really want to see what they're going to do to make the master of crowd control, the master of iframes, even better. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, damage, survivability, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna give him something even more unique? Are they gonna make it so that he can target people within iframe? Like, what are they going to do to make Spider-Man even better? It just gets me so freaking excited, because he's one of those characters, like, right now he doesn't need anything else, so giving him more is just gonna be like, wow. Like if they push him to the level of someone like Iron Man in terms of DPS, that is gonna break this freaking game, in my opinion. But I look forward to seeing it, guys. Honestly, I look forward to seeing just how strong they make someone like Spider-Man with this tier 3 passive. Now, in my opinion, guys, for those of you guys who are rushing and couldn't make it in time to tier 3 your Captain America like me, as you guys can see right here, I'm missing some fragments. My advice to you guys, hold out. hold on and wait. See what happens. Take a look at these new tier 3 passives before you decide, because there's a pattern here, guys, and the pattern is the exact same as what happened when characters initially got their tier 2 abilities. Okay, the ones who got it first, now they look really bad to the ones that were just getting it now. People like Nova, Blue Marvel, and Anti-Man, who are coming out very late when compared to people like Captain America and the Avengers, who got their tier 2 passes very early. Like if you take a look at someone like Winter Soldier, you'll see that his tier 2 is actually really bad, right? And that's because he got it really early. So the later these characters come out, chances are the better their tier 3 is going to be. So my advice to you guys, don't rush too much. Okay, like if you take a look at Spider-Man's tier 2 passive, it's not really all that good. The guaranteed dodge is really good, but they have people in the game right now with 40 and 35. He only has 25, and that web time is definitely the best thing about this tier 2 passive, and the reason why I tier 2'd my Spider-Man. If his kit wasn't overall so freaking good, like this would not be doing that much for him. It's just because he has so much crowd control on his other skills and all the iframes that make this an amazing passive to have, because that's going to make it so that he has significantly more web time on all his other skills, right? So it's going to be interesting to see what they do for tier 3 for him, because his tier 2 doesn't really do too much. Like it gives him some more control and some more survivability, but it's not doing anything crazy like some of the other passives that we see in the game that give people like 30-40%. Like if you take a look at people like, I would say people like okay, even Quicksilver. Like if you take a look at someone like Quicksilver's tier 2 passive, like that's giving him an insane 50% ignore dodge and a damage bump, and look at that, 45% guaranteed dodge. This is a really good tier 2 passive. When you take a look at this compared to something like Spider-Man's, you'll see like there's a massive difference there, like because Spider-Man got it really early and Quicksilver got it very late in the game, right? So guys, there's a question here. What do you want to do? Do you want to have these characters at tier 3 immediately so you can have fun with them, or do you want to hold on to your resources and later on you get a better tier 3 out of it? Personally though, I think regardless, one of these three are going to get their tier 3 from me. I wanted to do Cap, but seeing Spider-Man in the running, guys, honestly, I'm probably going to do Spider-Man first. If it's not Spider-Man, it's gonna be Iron Man. It just depends on how much they do for Iron Man, because the only thing he needs in my book, and I keep saying it, is just some more survivability. That's it. His DPS is already, as of right now, better than the top tier characters in the game. The only person I see out DPSing this guy as of right now is, I would say, Winter Soldier and Anti-Man. That's it. Everybody else, I feel like a really well-built Iron Man with a mythic uniform can already out DPS them, right? So if they give him more survivability and bump up his DPS a little bit, that's gold. And I think I will tier 3 this guy, but we'll have to wait and see just how much they do for my boy Peter, man, because seriously, if he's my first tier 3, no matter how bad his tier 3 is, I'll be happy with it, because I love Spider-Man. As you guys can tell, man, I have every single uniform for this guy. So love Spider-Man. Really excited about seeing what they do for him with his tier 3. Which character are you guys going to tier 3 first? If you don't have anyone at tier 3 yet, and you're in a place where you have a good amount of resources and you are going to push Cap, now that Iron Man and Spider-Man is in the running, what are you going to do? Are you still going to go for Cap because you know that he has this insane freaking heroic charge? Or you're just going to hold out and see what the other tier 3 abilities look like with the drop of update 4.1. Personally, I'm going to wait, even though I'm already sitting on the books, and I'll probably get to the fragments really soon. Even if I get to the fragments before the drop of the update, I'm still not going to tier 3 Cap until I see what Iron Man and Spider-Man's tier 3 look like in actual gameplay combat. Okay, cannot do it. I have to see what my boy Peter looks like, man. Seriously, I'm really excited, really freaking excited. Also guys, what do you think they're gonna do for someone like Scarlet Witch, who's already an insane character to deal with? Imagine her having a tier 3 ability sometime in the near future. My word, that is going to be an insane thing to deal with. But yeah, guys, that's all I really have to share for this one. I'm really excited for these tier 3 abilities, and I honestly implore you guys to hold out and see what the tier 3 abilities look like before you make a decision. Obviously, there's no wrong choice right now. All of them are going to be really good, especially since they're the only choice, but you should definitely hold out and see which one is the best overall. In my opinion, I think that Spider-Man is definitely going to still be a master of crowd control. Iron Man is probably going to have the highest overall DPS, and Cap is probably just going to be the tankiest of them all, which it fits what they are in the comics, right? Spider-Man, amazing survivability, very good crowd control. Iron Man, high DPS, and Cap is basically a tank. So yeah, that's all I have to really say for this one, man. Like always, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are. Which one are you going to guarantee tier 3 first, or which one you're just leaning heavily towards? Let me know in the comments, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace out.